John Cena is making an in-ring WWE return, plus a top SmackDown star was injured possibly at last night's tapings, and scrapped AEW plans for Chris Jericho have been revealed. It's all in the wrestling news right now. It's all in the wrestling news right now. That's how I talk now.
Yeah.
Every time we have a work do, my voice falls over.
Yeah, I think it's just the drinking, the cold, and the constant singing along.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what caused it. We were out celebrating the fact that John Cena is back in the ring this month, baby. It was during SmackDown where Roman Reigns demanded for the last SmackDown of the year a tag match, himself and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens and a mystery partner.
Yeah, and he spent a good amount of time just sort of running down Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn put his foot in his mouth a bit when he was like, look, I'm his only friend. And Roman's like, ooh, and it's like, sorry, was his only friend. I misspoke, Tribal Chief. So yeah, Roman wants Owens. He's after blood.
And there's some questions whether or not the bloodline is the right place for Sami Zayn. And as they were chatting about it in the ring, pop up John Cena on the big screen.
Great, but it was a bit odd. It just sort of, because obviously you couldn't play his music because people didn't expect him to come out. But it was just sort of like, whoop, there's Cena. And it was like, whoa.
Well, if he played his music, I think that would have been a big issue. He revealed that he had a text from Kevin Owens saying, do you want to be my mate? And he has agreed. And he said that he's wrestled every year in WWE for the last 20. And he wasn't going to let this one go quietly into the night without it happening. So
he would lose his record.
He would lose it. He would lose his distinctive record. So the last possible day of the year, he's going to be teaming with Kevin Owens. This is something that they touted back at the start of the month, I believe.
Yeah. It was gently leaked to the press. I think, was it Variety? Somebody confirmed he'd be coming back for SmackDown before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And now, it's all locked in. It's the 30th of December, so it should be a great match.
Does this set up WrestleMania shenanigans for John Cena, or is this just a popping by and saying hi type?
You've got to imagine if Cena, if he's not going to be a featured part of the Rumble, then you've got to think whatever's going to happen toward Mania. If Cena is indeed going to be at Mania, you've got to think that it's going to maybe get set up here.
Very likely. I've just realised that light's off.
The light's off. Well, go turn it on there, Tom.
Turn the light on. Turn the light on. So if the quality suddenly changes,
it's probably that green screen is looking a hell of a lot better now.
Green screen, you're looking fine. Leave that in if you want. Hey, we had two pretty scary moments from SmackDown. Mm-hmm. One that occurred during the taping, which we'll talk about near the end, if you don't want to spoil. Yeah. Another involving Top Dollar during the live show. Yeah,
so Top Dollar was in a spot that kind of almost went disastrously wrong on SmackDown. It was during a three-way match between Hit Row, Legado del Fantasma, and the Viking Raiders. Late in the match, Top Dollar went to do a running dive over the top rope, and everybody was standing there ready to catch him at ringside. He missed the mark because his legs sort of caught on the top rope, and he landed on his head and then back onto the ring apron. He finished the match and Hit Row won, but Top Dollar was grabbing the back of his leg. So it's it looks like his leg kind of might have either he clipped it or whether it gave out as he was jumping. It was Michael Cole on commentary. I'm glad Top Dollar's okay. That's the important thing. But Michael Cole on commentary was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Oh, well, I guess that's why he doesn't do that very often. Played it off. Yeah, just sort of tried to do what he could with it. He played off the key, played him off keyboard. Cat, bless him. Hey, that's one for you there, Matthew. Good for you. Wasn't a botch that we saw an Uncle Howdy first appearance in the arena. Well, kinda. Yeah, you saw him, but you didn't really see him, if you get what I mean. I do. Very shadowy, very dark. So a spooky video played. I mean, we had a bit of QR code business on SmackDown. Yeah, you had sort of Bray and LA Knight. That's all obviously ongoing. Just the back and forth. I believe LA Knight's in the ring, just kind of at Bray, and Bray's like, "I've not touched you, man." And, we've already seen LA Knight in the mask by this point, getting the Joker Batman treatment. Oh yeah. So he's kind of understandably just wanting Bray's blood, but. Then Uncle Howdy just sort of comes out after this spooky video. The sort of the little mini screen at the bottom behind the entranceway just lit up, and then out he came. It all covered, all shrouded in smoke. It didn't look bad. No, not at all. I was very relieved. I thought it was pretty good. He came out, he just tipped his hat, and that was it. But it was very shadowy. You couldn't really make out any facial features. You couldn't make anything else out. Not that we need to, because we've already seen him obviously in all the videos. I just kind of want to see how it's going to look in person, I guess, rather than it being in video super close up. Like, how's it going to look as a figure?
It's going to look like Bo Selector, isn't it?
Hopefully, because I kind of like it.
I do like it as well.
Can we just stick a big polo on?
We are going to talk the SmackDown spoilers now. So basically, because next week is Christmas weekend, they very kindly gave the wrestlers, the independent contractors, the full weekend off.
Yes.
Here all the earlier on Monday. So they taped an episode of SmackDown straight after this one. If you don't want to know what happens, basically spin on until I'm not wearing these glasses.
Ooh, what a nice visual indicator.
Thank you. I am a visual indicator. So last night at the tapings, Raquel Rodriguez, after being battered by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, ended up winning a gauntlet to become the top contender. We kind of heard some rumblings that she was going to be a Rumble contender for Ronda.
Yeah, she's somebody who I think I was quite surprised it's taken this long to sort of, I guess, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is a good layup here for Rumble and everything moving forward. So, yeah, fingers crossed for her.
Bray Wyatt pops out again. He once again says, like, I didn't hurt LA Knight, and LA Knight owes me an apology. And then he attacks a cameraman as Bray Wyatt. So that's a thing.
Taking it out on what are probably the Union staffers there, bro. Worst thing you could do.
The worst thing you can do is take it out on somebody who works behind the camera.
They can make you look bad, Bray.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a lot of unfavorable angles from that one guy, just really low.
Usos and Hit Row go at it again. No injuries on that front this time to retain the undisputed tag titles. Then we had Braun Strowman and Ricochet facing Imperium in a Miracle on 34th Street fight.
It wouldn't be Christmas without a Christmas themed match, would it?
It wouldn't be. We nearly had a bit of a Christmas tragedy by the looks of it, because Ricochet at one point got hurt during the match. He was being tended to by officials within WWE, and they say there's people who there said also Ricochet was bleeding. Oof. So now that wouldn't have been something the WWE would normally do.
Yeah,
for a Christmas themed match.
So you got to assume that, you know, fingers crossed he's okay, of course, but you got to assume something kind of maybe went a bit off kilter there. He had to be bleeding.
Yeah, bless him. He had a great night last night on SmackDown. That match with Gunter was excellent. Seek it out. He got a standing ovation at the end as well.
And rightly so. I think Ricochet's getting like a bit, not disrespected, but I think people are just forgetting what he's actually capable of these days. Yeah.
Now we know.
Now we know. We know now.
Now we know those glasses are probably broken.
Fingers crossed they're not.
Now, we'll end on some scrap plans for Chris Jericho. So, what do we know about what Jericho could have been doing in the last week or so?
So, this comes from The Observer. Sam Linsky from Warner Media and TBS actually were at first against Jericho as one of the top guys in AEW appearing on the Ring of Honor show. Because of that, at one point, the plan was for Jericho to lose in the four-way at Full Gear to Castagnoli, but that result reversed when everybody got on the same page regarding not being against Jericho being on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view show. So it felt like it was a bit like, what? Yeah. You want to put him on the Ring of Honor show? Are you mad? Actually, no. Now I've thought about it.
That was exactly how the conversation went. But I think it says something for the ongoing. There was a lot of talk about a TV deal for Ring of Honor. It ended up being it ended up being the Return of Honor Club where they're going to put the show. But it says something where the TBS execs were like, no, don't mix Ring of Honor. Like, you'd have thought if they had any inkling in having a show like Ring of Honor, they would have been happy for the crossover. You'd have thought.
Well, maybe, but at the same time, it's like, is there too much streams being crossed? I guess at that point, maybe from that standpoint, if you're outside that wrestling bubble, maybe it's a bit like, why are you crossing all of this stuff over? But at the same time, it just works. You know, like Ring of Honor, the history of that company and everything that goes with it. Jericho, I feel, was just a surprisingly good fit for it. I
was surprised we lost the belt. I thought he was brilliant as a champion. But wait, on to good things. And hope you have a wonderful day. There's more wrestling news throughout the day, said day, at cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.
You really need to get a lozenge, mate.
I am a lozenge.